Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is a social scene for the Kingdom of the Southern Gate, a Changeling the Lost venue set in Miami, Florida. Tonight's scene will be set in McGinley's. Um, William Morgan, the Paladin of Shadow, is essentially just sitting at one of the tables, kind of people watching and looking around. And that is where our scene can start.
Rocky will show up because she's supposed to meet Rose here, but of course Rose is running late, or maybe she's just running early for once. She's gonna head up to the bar, start to order her usual, and then she's just like, "Just give me a glass of orange juice."
He'll nod and slide it over.
And she'll pay for it and walk around, seeing William. She hasn't seen him since the big old meeting a few months back.
What? Yeah, he'll smile at her and kind of his smile is inviting as she can come over.
And she will come over and sit in one of the chairs, put her feet up on another, just kind of resting. She sets her glass down. Long time no see, stranger.
He'll smile politely at her. It has been a while.
Things going all right with you?
Yeah, it's been busy, but
I can relate to that.
I know I've heard you have I've heard you've had a turn of events, but you must be happy. You're absolutely glowing.
And she kind of blushes, saying when he says that. She smiles. I am happy. A little scared, but that's to be expected. But I am happy. Yeah, this turn
That's
of
good.
events was nothing like I ever anticipated.
He'll smile.
And she's
And
gonna glance around to see if anybody else is coming in yet.
yeah, as like the moment she glances up, the door opens and Cassandra will walk in. Uh, she's spaced out as usual. It looks like she just kind of is wandering in here. She looks lost, but I mean, who knows if she's actually lost? And she kind of just like ambles over once she sort of maybe notices Rocky out of the corner of her eye, and she'll amble on over there. She's not going to order anything from the bar. She's not going to go up there. She'll just go over to Rocky and kind of stand uh, probably too far away, but she'll say, "I thought I saw a constellation pointing this way."
Seems to keep pointing at me. That's kind of weird.
It's not weird. It means that I'm supposed to be here. Or I was supposed to be here, or I will supposed to be here. I'm here now.
Yes, you are.
And at that point, she'll kind of glance over to this other man that's at the table, and she's gonna stare like unapologetically and way too long.
William, this
He'll
is
chew his lip and look at her.
Cassandra. Cassandra, this is William.
Hello.
You're another one who is two. You're two too. How strange.
His eyes will actually widen a little bit, but he kind of recovers from it.
Is everyone here too? Do I need to be two to
I
be
don't.
to sit here?
No, you can be one if you're one or three. Sit here.
Well, good.
Please.
And she'll
pull
pull
a
up a
seat.
stool or something. Yeah.
Takes a sip of her drink. God, where's Rose when you need her?
Yeah.
Well,
He
I mean,
follows his
ask and you shall receive, for she comes walking through the door. Rose walks in, poised and elegant as always in her how she carries herself. Um, Again, for the most part, she's probably way overdressed for her surroundings, but not for herself personally. Her casual is most people's not. So she has on. What are we gonna go with today? Oh, fuck it. She has on a black dress with red high heels. The dress is form fitting but not tight. And it cuts off just above her knees. And it is low cut, as she does. And she looks around for those she knows. I'm sure she sees Rocky pretty much right away.
Mm-hmm. She also notices that the consort of her court is sitting across from Rocky.
Yeah, she gonna go sit on down over there.
Does notice? Do me a favor. Can you have we picked a dice roller?
Nope.
Do me a favor. Just throw it in one. Can you give me a P and E? Whatever it is in this fucking game, I forget.
It's wits empathy. It is. I'm pretty certain it is wits empathy.
It is.
5 dice.
Rocky, run the scene. Just kidding.
All right, so in comes through the front door, comes crashing. Oh, sorry.
We all die. New characters.
Rocks
We all
fall,
need-
everybody dies. So
This is either turned into an orgy or a funeral, or an orgy funeral.
no, those sometimes exist. Why is Discord lagging so much? Okay. So because I don't. One success. I got a success.
Hi. You notice that the consort looks unsettled, but is controlling it very well. But you can see where he recently had either a fear or shock reaction.
Okay. She'll walk over and she'll put a hand on Rocky's shoulder.
Oh, there you are. And she's gonna take her feet off this second seat, stand up, and give her a hug.
And she gives her a very tight hug back and says, I miss you. I wish you hadn't moved out.
I know you do, but well, feels awkward, you know, living with my best friend and not with, you know, my fiance and kid.
Oh, I know. I know. It's fine. It's just, well, I got used to having you around at my place and then at their place, and yeah, I miss you.
Well, you're welcome to come visit anytime. Turns out, little Miss Millie likes guns. So I'm going to be making some toys soon if you want to come and practice. Wink, wink. And she's totally winking with the wrong eye and everything.
Oh, yeah. So Rose gives a fake sad smile. So you're going to have a new best friend then. You're gonna
Yeah.
replace me.
Oh, hold on. She kind of doubles over with nausea for a moment.
Are you okay?
She just holds up a finger, like nodding her head, like one moment. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down. And she takes her seat very gingerly. Kind of sips her orange juice a little bit. Oh, that was unexpected.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rocky, boom.
And she doubles over again in nausea.
It's one of those things where she's going to throw up. Hopefully she throws up someplace where it will not make a complete mess.
Do you need to go to the bathroom? You might want to go there quickly. Goodbye.
She's clenching her mouth shut, and her cheeks are kind of puffing a little bit as she's getting up, trying to quickly make her way to the bathroom.
She makes it to the men's room. Yannick Stain kind of looks in like, you got knocked up. Walks out.
Rose is thinking to herself, if I didn't know any better, I'd think she was pregnant.
Yeah. The consort will kind of tilt his head like, huh.
Time looks
Rose,
strangely for her too. She's just kind of been sitting there watching the whole thing. Her eyes are
I
still
don't
off in the
believe
direction
we've
that Rocky
met.
left.
I've not seen you before. This is to Cassandra, by the way.
I don't suppose I don't think I've seen you. I think I will see you. Yes.
Oh, yes, you will. You'll see a lot of me. I'm, not to brag, fairly popular around most of the courts. I'm Rose Black. And she extends a hand.
And she'll take her hand, similar to what she did with Rocky when she first met her, takes her hand in both hands and kind of turns it palm up so she can see her palm. And as she kind of is looking at her palm, she'll say, I'm calling myself Cassandra. Oh, it's beautiful.
Indeed.
It's dank and dark. It reeks of anger. You have a very powerful lifeline. Can't usually see them on most people very well.
Rose will smile.
And she'll release her palm.
You are definitely an interesting one.
Is that a compliment? I will take it as one.
Rose will smile even wider. Indeed, it is.
And thank you. I will get you a gift later. As thanks. You are the first to give me a compliment since I left.
Oh. She'll actually put like a comforting hand on her shoulder.
She feels cold because mantle, but
Oh yeah, I'm sure she can definitely tell her mantle. Well, I have a special affiliation with your court, so we'll see each other often, I'm sure.
I do think I will be seeing you. And she'll take a hand and kind of pat. Which hand is on her shoulder?
We'll just say her left hand's on her left shoulder.
Okay, she'll pat her hand and kind of just for a second take it off and tap the ring finger sort of absent-mindedly of Rose's hand.
little bit out of character. Oh my god. Give her a curious look, like, okay then. Um, and she'll turn back to William. Say, I'm very sorry for not saying hello sooner. William.
Unwinding. It was a long day. I saw Elias earlier. Yes.
She smiles.
The king in his fucking first name.
That's awesome. And she just smiles, and there's a little bit of, she lights up a little bit when she hears his name.
He ended up actually having to do an emergency tracheotomy.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Go.
It went well. The child's in recovery.
Good.
But it was a bit of a star of the show moment. I was actually caught up in a pediatric code blue, so I couldn't see to it, but it was an allergy, and he got anaphylaxis and wasn't responding to interventions, so he ended up having to. He'll kind of touch his neck, go in.
I noticed when I first came in that you looked like you were shocked by something. Are you sure everything's okay?
Our new friend gave me a very unfamiliar and yet familiar greeting. I didn't mind it, it just caught me off guard. It seems she might
She'll
have
nod.
a bit of a gift.
A gift. Yes. Yes,
Sorry,
I
that
just
was out of character.
one might call it that. You are very optimistic.
She's got something. That's for sure.
I know another of your persuasion, but he does not make it very well known that he is one.
Oh, is he the son of the first one who is two?
No, I don't know. He'll say, I don't. He'll shake his head like, your cryptic speak has totally lost me. I love it.
You're talking about Rocky, Rocky's son.
Oh, no. No, but no. Yes, but no, not that one.
Okay.
It's the one who's dying.
How sad.
He is suffering from an illness that is not responding to cures by our people.
How awful it must be to see your own death.
His jaw drops. Like, I hadn't thought about that. He'll just blink silently and look at Rose. Have you seen yours?
I see many versions of it, but I suppose it would make sense as you get closer. It gets more and more clear. The time is not... And she kind of shakes her head. The clouds, they part as you get closer to them.
is someone you need to meet. He'll pull his phone out and text.
Rocky comes out of the bathroom, staggering a little bit. Most people seeing her probably think she's a bit drunk. That
Right?
she's staggering and kind of lightheaded.
It was one of those things where she threw up and threw up and threw up. And then just as she thought she wasn't going to throw up anymore, oh boy, round 3. And then she
Aw.
kept throwing up. And then suddenly she's fine. Like, she's still staggery and sweaty and all that good
Ugh.
stuff, but the nausea is past.
Must have been something I ate on my way over here. I'll have to mention it to Ash. Don't know what it was, but make sure that him and Devin didn't get it too. And she's gonna send a text off to them, making sure that they're feeling okay. Let them know that she just was like puking up a storm.
Perhaps you will begin having strange cravings as well.
Looks to her like, what the hell are you talking about?
Time was strange for you as well. This is not happening chronologically.
She contemplates
too.
that. She contemplates that, and it's kind of like that almost kind of makes sense in a weird sort of way. I'm gonna consider that. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
I wish I could help more, but the light is distracting, and she kind of puts up a hand in Rose's direction. It makes the clouds harder to see through.
Perhaps if we move the light behind you?
No, that doesn't matter. It's all right.
Okay.
It's
Gonna
it's beautiful as long as you don't look directly at it.
She's gonna sip her orange juice, try and get this nasty taste out of her mouth.
Millie's gonna bounce in, looking extremely excited as she looks around. And when she finally spots Rocky, she's gonna bounce over to her.
Who's computer? Who's computer?
1 second.
Is the purple.
Wow, everybody is out tonight. Here comes Millie, I got Rose, we got Cassie over here, we got William. I mean, what's next? Or who's next, I guess I should say.
Millie holds out a plastic bag to Rocky, and she's got like this huge smile on her face. Look what I got!
Wow, that is... Are those all markers and stuff?
Yes. $700 worth of Sharpies and Mod Podge, and I will do your whole body if you want.
Oh my.
Blink, shocking, look of slight shock, blink.
She just stands there with a huge smile, super proud of her bag of goodies.
Well, come in, get a drink, have a seat. That works.
She gets a cup of ice water and just drinks that and sits with everyone, smiling.
Millie, this is Cassandra. Cassandra, this is Millie. That was her beach we were over by. earlier today?
Hi.
It was yours. I'm sorry I didn't ask for arriving.
Oh, it's fine. We only have the beach so that people don't see me when I swim.
And she kind of squints for a second. It's like, yes, can see the rays through the water. How freeing that must feel.
She smiles and nods.
Rocky sips her orange juice, trying to get and taking a napkin and like patting her forehead, getting the sweat off, fanning herself. Is it hot in here or is it just me?
Millie kind of gives her a concerned look. And then a little bit of fear hits her eyes and she goes, "Are you sick too? Are you sick?"
No, it's not. It was very sudden and short lived. Just got nauseous, went in, puked my brains out, puked a bit more, and now I seem to be okay.
So you're not sick like Uncle Tully sick.
No.
Okay. I have some kelp. Do you want some kelp?
Sure, I guess I'll try some kelp.
She'll pull a strip of kelp out of a plastic bag that's in her big bag and hand it to her to chew on.
Gonna look at it for a moment and be like, give that, oh wow, what do I have to lose? And just kind of put it in her mouth and kind of chew on it.
William will tilt his head and he'll actually look at Rocky and he'll say, "How long have you had these symptoms?"
He looks like at around 4 o'clock, 5 minutes.
He'll kind of chew his lip in thought for a moment. That actually is how Petrova's symptoms began. He was vomiting and had a fever. And you're sweating.
Well, don't most people sweat when they go and puke their brains out?
He'll lean in, like kind of with like a gentle look, and he'll carefully and sweetly remind her that his PhD from Harvard passed that along to him. He is a doctor.
I know, but I can't be sick. I can't. No, I can't.
Mind over matter.
Well,
He'll nod.
it's definitely. I mean, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Because we did go visit him a couple of weeks ago to help with Rocky's child. But you never know if it could be. It's worth keeping an eye on.
Now she gets a very worried look on her face.
Well, hey, let's always look on the bright side. I mean, it could always be anything, right? I mean, it could just be the common cold. I mean, common cold happens all the time, like with the sweating and the vomiting. Like, I remember the last time I got a cold. It was a long, long time ago.
Slow
I
down.
was back in World War II.
Slow down, Fiona. Jeez.
Rose, upon hearing Fiona's voice, she like puts her elbow on the table and rests her chin on her hand and just listens with a smile plastered on her face.
I mean, all I'm saying is it may not be always good to go to the worst case scenario, but then again, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? Right? You're preparing for the worst. I'll be hoping for the best. I think we should all hope for the best. I think that's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Also, how is everyone? Also, hi, Rose.
Hello, Fiona. Why don't you come sit down next to me?
Okay.
Rocky can't get sick, though. She's got to make me a new gun.
Huh?
Oh, making guns makes me feel better. Don't worry.
Hey, she owes me one too.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Hey, Millie, we need to speak.
Okay.
Well, that
Right now,
sounds
though. Let's wait till later.
serious.
Huh?
That sounds serious. Your tone of voice and everything.
Yeah, you have to have it sometimes. Because sometimes things are serious, and sometimes things are a big deal.
Indeed.
Speaking of serious things, I have an idea for the whole Tolia thing. Although some people call him Tolia. I don't know what's up with that distinction. I'm just going to call him Tolia because I don't know him like that. In fact, I've only met the guy. I don't think I've ever met him before. Wow, I should probably go and meet him. Anyway, I have an idea on how to track that down.
Already got information about that. It was just a matter of time to go and figure that out.
Well, you mentioned that a hobgoblin went in to go and try and take care of him, but then he left. Sounds like he may be a good place to start.
Speaking of which, Johnny, did you still need to get back to me about that roll I made to figure that out?
Yes. I actually wanted to tell you in voice. What it is that the only thing that you could suss out being the reasonable cause is that whatever is affecting him, if the hobgoblin tried to undo it, it would snap back onto the hobgoblin. And there's like no fucking way in hell it was going to do that. It was a risk to itself to break whatever is going on. It was a risk to itself to make the contract, so it didn't.
Interesting. Well, whatever is afflicting Tolie, if the hobgoblin tried to fix it or make a contract to fix it, it sounds like it would have just snapped back and attacked the hobgoblin. So, survival being a thing, I don't think the hobgoblin in its right mind would want to make a deal like that. So,
Well, maybe it has more information on what could afflict somebody with something like that.
I'm going to. No harm in that.
We have a third who is too. And she's looking at Xavier.
Excuse me?
You are also two. You're the third I've met. Such short time.
Or what the life creature are you?
I'm calling myself Cassandra. Or I have called myself Cassandra.
I know that thing. Whatever you want to call yourself, I'm cool with.
You are warm though.
Mm-hmm.
You are cool and warm at the same time. That is your two.
Perhaps. I like the way you talk. It's fun.
Oh, that is the second compliment I've gotten since I got back. Also in such a short time. So much is happening. I can see it. It's lovely.
Xavier. Spring archivist. Now.
Oh, I didn't know you got that promotion. Congratulations, dude.
Well, Hayden's recovering. That job belongs to me.
She nods.
It's better at sitting at home and getting upset and angry and maybe killing someone out of anger. So let's do something productive, yeah?
I can definitely get down with that.
Oh,
Definitely.
but killing someone would be horrifying.
Not as horrifying as you might think.
But would it be sad?
It's sad if you invest too much emotion into killing. If you just attach yourself to killing, becomes easy.
Kind of fun.
Fun. That's strange. I hadn't thought of that.
Though some people think my methods are a bit barbaric and a bit, extra. I find that my work allows me to dispose of people without unnecessary attachment.
How do you keep going without all the sorrow?
Because I simply do what I have to do. It's not a passionate thing, I would say. It's more of a fact of the matter.
One with such fire is so cool. I understand, yes.
I
I'm a little.
had a little bit of it, and then I have an idea. This is a little off the current subject and sort of back to the previous one. Our new friend here, Cassandra, obviously knows things, can see things. Don't we take her to Tolly?
She wants to come. I have no power over her.
Is he the dying one?
That's why I'm asking.
Sure.
Yes, he is.
If you want to take him, my dear, I can't stop you.
Can he not see for himself? He's much closer to his own end than I am.
Millie kind of has an angry look on her face when they talk about totally dying.
He needs the perspective of another. We need the perspective of another.
So I guess right now the best course of action would be to go seek out the Hobgoblin. After the Hobgoblin, we go see Tolan. I'll have my associate meet us there so we can try to get this sorted out.
Yay! Good
Everyone's up
activity!
for that.
Group activities.
We're all here. We may as well. Rose looks to the others to see if they're willing to go on this little field trip.
Millie nods.
Rocky's looking down at her phone, kind of slight stressed look on her face. Huh? What?
Did you hear what I said?
No.
I was asking if you wanted to come with us to see Tolly and see if Cassandra can get anything from him. You are willing to do that, aren't you? I can't make you, obviously.
I would... Yes. I would enjoy not having to lie about what I see.
She smiles and nods. Good. You gonna come with us, Rocky?
Yeah, let me grab my bag in my car.
Her phone rings. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, ring,
Whose phone?
ring, ring. Yours. Ring, 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 ring.
He answers it.
She doesn't even have to. She can hear it's Ash through his silence.
Yes.
How would I, first of my name, King of the Spring Court, Lord of Desire and Healing, know that you're fine?
Mm-hmm.
Because I am Asher Caverly, first of my name, the Vernal Sovereign, Lord of Spring.
You don't think we should just be safe in case?
I will tear down the walls.
I know we talked about an open concept, but doing it that way may
No,
not
no,
be
no.
the...
I like the kitchen and the living room the way they are. Now please, do me a favor and don't do that.
Okay.
Love ya, honey! He hangs up.
He puts her phone away. Yeah, just let me grab my bag. Or am I driving, in which case I just need my car?
It's your call.
Yeah. You what?
It's your call, my dear.
I can fit like 8 of me in my car, so I can probably fit the 1, 2, 3, 5 of you in there. Because 2 of us are about my size.
Okie dokie.
And she's gonna grab Rose by the arm with her hand and like start dragging her out.
The consort will wave goodbye to them.
Goodbye, William.
While she's being dragged out by Rocky, she looks back to William and she says, "See you later. I would like to talk to you more soon, though, if you have some time."
Oh, sure. Sure.
She'll smile and then allow herself to be dragged out.
Okay. So, you want Devontae to grab the hobgoblin, correct?
I want Devontae to grab the psychic healer and meet us at the place.
Hi. Oh, wait. Okay, so you want him to grab the psychic healer and meet you at where?
Police.
Police. Gotcha.
We're gonna go find the hobgoblin.
Huh?
We are gonna go get the hobgoblin.
Okay. Okay. Now here's the question.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do an entire scene to grab the hobgoblin, or do you just want to grab him and go to Tolly's? Like, you can get the hobgoblin.
I mean, if we can do both, like grab them both.
Yeah, because Devontae can blah and be there with the psychic healer. The hobgoblin is not going to not come with you, although he's going to be kind of pissed about it. But do we want to take an entire side scene to do that, or do you just want to say you guys go and get him and bring him back to Tolly's and just get to Tolly's?
It's up to everybody else.
I don't think we really need to play out going to get him unless that's what everybody wants to do.
No, I'm fine
Then
with
we do it.
I'm fine with expediting it.
Okay. Thank you. So, You guys get a hold of the hobgoblin. His name is Kareem. He looks like a pile of essentially like a lot of beautiful fabrics, kind of all wrapped around about a 4-foot tall figure, with like hands that kind of poke out every once in a while. And he has a way of speaking that's just very quick and actually Fiona can understand him perfectly. But for everybody else, he sounds a little bit like the howling of a dust storm. And Fiona can pick up his very angry about having to go along. Like, no, but I will, but no, fuck off, no.
Okay.
Also, because of the thing that I picked up, the gentrified bearing, the hobgoblin should definitely be terrified of me.
Oh, he's terrified. That's why he doesn't want to go.
Fair enough.
He's terrified, and that terror is manifesting as basically like anger, essentially, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
I smell fear. It's intoxicating.
So, when you guys get to the Petrova Manor, essentially, it's a very, for people who haven't been there before, it is a very large estate. It's on the shore, with its own private beach at the very, very, very southern end of South Beach. It's got like peacocks running around like the front yard. It's essentially the definition of opulence without being ostentatious. Old world money kind of deal. And you're escorted in by a young Russian woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll let you know that that Tolia for the moment is bedridden, but she'll bring you to him anyway. Oh God.
Well,
and Devante is still on the way with the psychic healer.
mm-hmm.
But you do have the Hobbit, the Hobgoblin. You caught Frodo. You do have the Hobgoblin with you.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll actually, he's in the bed right now, but they'll bring him down. For Lily and Fiona, who've never met the character before, so as you're kind of sitting there and waiting in like a parlor, as it were, with refreshments and just kind of left to speak among yourselves, which, by the way, if you want to do, let me know right now.
There is something I want to ask the Hobgoblin before we got into proper. What kind of contract is Tolia wrapped up in?
He shakes his head. Like,
That wasn't a request. What is
he
it?
shakes his head. No.
Why can't you tell me?
Fiona's probably going to have to translate because he's so afraid, angry, that it's coming out very fast. What she hears is, there are some fates far worse than anything you could think to even desire to, and I will not see them.
She will translate, and then Fiona's going to look over and say, hold on, guys. I got this. I got this. Now, we're going to speak in fastese, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Tim's going to be talking slowly, but assume Fiona is talking ridiculously fast.
Oh, yeah.
So she'll just ask, I need you to stop being vague. Do you think you can tell me what exactly is going on with Tolly?
He'll shake his head and he'll say, the powers at play here, what is doing this is not of our people, not lost.
Okay, there we go. First step. What is it then?
He clamps his mouth and shakes his head.
Come on. You gotta give us something here.
I owe you nothing.
Rocky starts opening her bag, getting frustrated, waiting. She doesn't like this waiting. She pulls out her gun.
All right, can I get a presence expression or something like that?
Sure.
Hold on, guys. I was gonna see if I can maneuver around this some more.
Yeah, I can, it's fine, but
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Fiona's just gonna say, all right, look, if it's not lost, then doesn't matter as much to you now, does it?
such is the arrogance of the lost that you should believe that you are the only thing that exists, and that the gentry are the only ones with power.
That's not arrogance. That's me literally never saying anyone, but okay. If it's not lost, then what is it? Is it going to kill you if you tell me?
It stonewalls you for a moment and says, I've already said death is not the only thing to hold over someone's head.
All right. I assume this being has it over yours as well.
Personally, I think you should let the Phoenix die. Why? He is a dangerous man. He has spilled much blood. He is friend to none, an enemy to none. Even the courts have turned their back on him.
Not entirely. That's why we're here. Fact of the matter is, I volunteered for the duty to save this man, and I'm going to do my damnedest to do it. Does he do things that I disagree with? I don't know the man, but probably. There are many things that many people do in this world that I disagree with. But the fact of the matter is that this is a war. We are soldiers in that war. And I'm not going to let my disagreements or my personal opinions get in the way of winning this war.
He snorts and spits, basically, and says, I owe no one nothing. I don't owe you answers, and you will not find them from me.
Then who can we find them from?
That is your concern, not mine.
All right, hey Johnny, can I go ahead and roll some persuasion now?
Sure.
Ooh, do we have a dice roller yet? Like a dice?
One. It was in scene 1. Dice roll 1, sorry.
Okay, awesome. My cans don't explode, no. What's 2 successes?
So what is she doing exactly?
This is just persuasion. She's going to kneel down and she's going to say, "You may not owe me anything, but this is something from outside of our community trying to affect something from inside of it. As far as I'm concerned, for the moment, until we have more information, this is an enemy. Now, regardless of your opinion of him, do you really want to see enemies standing? Do you really want to see enemies roam free, especially when they have powers that can give you things worse than death? I know I don't like that. So for the sake of 2 members of the same side, who is my enemy?"
You know the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Yes.
I never liked fortune cookies. It's a stupid saying. Sometimes the enemy of your enemy is your enemy. Sometimes, when you want one to strike, when you want one struck, and you do not want to strike them, you he's trying to think in human terms. Send your enemy after them. And sometimes you're caught. Petrova was caught.
So he tried to manipulate certain events, and people got wind of that. And this is a retaliation?
He'll nod.
Fiona will look back over to Millie and Cassandra. And we're going to need to speak to Tolia right away. Or at least someone close to him that knows of his dealings.
Millie is absolutely clueless.
Oh, that's very quiet, Heather. I know your jaw's killing you, so you can just throw it in the chat.
Millie's clueless.
She's oblivious because we didn't understand anything you just said to the hobgoblin.
Oh, okay. Fiona says, what this hobgoblin believes is happening is this sickness is a punishment laid upon him for what I assume to be a failed machination. Something he's done at some point has backfired on him, and we need to find out what.
Then we should probably go and speak to him.
I agree.
You hear a soft voice with a Russian accent I may not be able to pull off right now say, "You don't have to go anywhere, I'm here." For Fiona and Cassandra, who've never seen this man, he is a shadow of the man that he normally is right now. Very pulled into himself, although he's 7'4", the way that he's curled in because of the illness, he doesn't look quite as tall, and yet he's still large. His flames are burning very low, but there is still a rime of flame on him. His hair flows all the way down to his ankles, thick black with silver highlighting in it, pulled into a ponytail. He's wearing like a pair of like black sleeping pants and like just a t-shirt. And you notice that he has a cut above his eye that's stitched closed that does not seem as though the cut is healing. And he's shaking like a leaf. And he'll basically come in and kind of lower himself slowly into an armchair. It looks as if he hits something the wrong way, he's going to shatter. And he'll kind of pull one of the like nearby like blankets onto his lap and just watch them quietly.
Amelia will sit at his feet. There's obviously a great deal of love for the man in her. And like extreme loyalty.
He'll look at Fiona and Cassandra, and he'll say, I have received everyone else as guests in my home, but I have yet to meet you. I am Anatolia Nikolaevich Petrova, courtless of our city. And he'll extend a hand to Fiona.
Fiona will grasp his hand, not particularly firmly because she doesn't want to actually shatter him. But just enough so that way he knows that she ain't no like punk bitch.
No, yeah, he is blazing fucking hot. Like uncomfortably, this isn't okay hot.
She will respond and say, "It is nice to finally meet you, Mr. Petrova. I am Fiona Stormborn of the Summer Court."
I have heard your tales. And he'll look to Cassandra and smile to her, introduce himself.
I have called myself Cassandra. I have, yes, heard much in such a short time.
He'll nod and smile and just sit back. It is nice to meet you.
I am so very sorry. And she's kind of just like looking at him, kind of like past him a little bit.
It will turn its head to her, and with a very broken, melancholic cry, just it lets out a little trill that just sounds so empty and defeated.
Oh, And she'll kind of like stumble forward towards it. It's so broken. There's so much of it. So much sadness. How do I free it?
She sees a red pulse off of the chains. And essentially that's a clue. So
She's gonna, I guess, kneel down and see if touching the change is gonna hurt her or not.
oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like burning.
Burns like hellfire.
All right, so she tugs her hand away. And she is gonna kind of turn. She looks kind of helpless to everyone. I can't. It's I don't know how.
Don't know how to what?
Oh, do you not see it? Can you not hear its cries?
See what?
The creature that is consumed by flame and is reborn from ash. It's dying, but I don't think it will be reborn. I want to. It needs to be free, but I can't.
Why can't you?
It's a creature of flame. The chains are like a million fire pits. Flames of the sun.
Do you think a gun will break the chains if you shoot it?
She kind of like shakes her head like she doesn't know.
Are there locks?
Are there?
Nope.
And she'll shake her head again.
Chains really hot, no locks, and you don't know if shooting it will help. I guess we can just try shooting it.
The creature's so hurt already. Please, be careful.
Fiona, is that Hobgoblin know anything about these chains that she's talking about?
Fiona looks to the hobgoblin and asks about the chain. She's lost at this point. She don't see no chains nowhere. She's like, I don't even know what this is.
It'll sigh, and it will say, "She is an oracle." No,
I don't know what she is.
she's
I've
seen.
never-
He rolls his hand and just with just a catty, impatient voice, he says, "She's seeing a manifestation of the curse."
Okay, she's seeing chains. Then we need to find a way to break the chains. That's a way to do it.
I highly doubt you're going to want to help him once you find out what he did, though. The little sand spirit will say.
Yeah, Fiona will turn to Tolia and she'll say, all right, I'm going to ask you this because quite frankly, we need to know, and I believe that your life depends on it. I was told by the Hob that you did something. Pissed off the wrong person, and they laid this upon you.
Hell,
I have heard... Sorry,
he
do
looks
you want me to
down.
finish?
Ashamed. Yeah, but go on.
Okay. She'll just say that you attempted some kind of ploy or power play. I'm not quite sure, and apparently it just didn't go the way that you intended.
Yes, this is true. What I did with intention for the greater good.
Fiona will stop. Just kind of hold up her hand and just say, I understand the concept of greater good. But please. Says the woman from the 1940s.
Right?
The nuke is still fresh in her memory.
Do you care to elaborate on this any? You seem very vague, you know. Greater good.
I say that so you know that when I tell you what I did, that I did it with pure intentions. That it wasn't just for selfish motivations or to further my own family's goals.
We're listening.
I think we can all agree that there is quite an influence of white supremacy right now. And there is a organization in the city that follows this ethic. I have been working against them from some time. They channel meth into the city, prostitution. They keep the streets dirty. I wanted to strike at them, but not with my own hands. So I made it seem as though another group in town, a gang with ties mainly from those from Haiti, Jamaica, the Caribbean, struck at them. And basically the little sand dude will be like, he started a race war. And he'll just look away. I would have, and I realize that now, had their mother not caught wind of what I was doing.
Oh, sorry, that was a mumble at the end there.
He mumbled.
I still do need to...
Yeah, he mumbles, but he'll say, I realize, their mother, he'll make air quotes, realized what I was doing. And he'll look down again.
The mother of the Haitians and Jamaicans, those gangs.
Yes.
Their mother. And so she laid this upon you.
I don't know what she did.
So is this like a voodoo curse or something?
In
No.
all due respects, Your Majesty, I just said I don't know what she did. I'll look at her like, I'm so sorry, but I just said that.
Oh, she's not even looking at him when she asks that. She's
Oh, okay.
trying to
To be honest, still looking at him, Like, she's not too. She doesn't seem too. If she does feel ways about this, she hasn't really expressed them quite yet.
Millie kind of gives him a look and then goes, "Didn't you learn anything when I made you watch American Horror Story?"
Didn't you learn anything when I gunned down your cousin in front of you for talking back to me?
She makes a peep and then like hides under the chair.
I'll shake his head.
Fiona is going to look directly to Xavier, and she is just going to ask, "What is your opinion on this?"
This is so. My opinion is this. I don't care what he did. I don't care who he hurt. That's not why he hired me. And I'm not here to cast judgment on what he did. That's neither here or there. What my concern is that he gets better. And that the ones that did this to him, are handled. What I didn't want to happen was the whatever he looks at Tolia, whatever he's done, I didn't want to come out in a sordid affair like it has now.
As long as it stays in this room, it's fine. And it won't have to be suppressed. I'm fine with the people in this room knowing, as long as they understand that it does not leave this room.
Okay, do we know the details of this curse? Is it go until you die, yada yada, and then it goes away?
I don't know.
Because we could electrify his heart and kill him and then resuscitate him. And if the curse is based on his death, then GG, we're done. Out of here.
He's not the one who's sick.
Fiona just looks and asks Tolia, "Do you think that if peace could be arranged between your organization and the mothers, that you might be persuaded to lift this curse?"
He, as great a man as he is, as much as his reputation has hit you, in this situation, just looks at her powerless. He doesn't know. And he looks at her with that face.
Fiona says, "Okay." Fiona gets that face, and he just says, "All right. Then I suppose it's worth a try."
The psychic healer, by the way, that Xavier has arranged, when she gets there, she'll greet all of them. I don't have her overlay right now, and I don't want to like throw it up, but she'll get there. She's very, very, very quiet, and she's also blind. She'll greet Xavier warmly as Devante basically goes and kind of leans up against the wall. She'll look Tolia over and confirm what Cassandra said, that he's not the one that's sick. It's the Phoenix bound to him. She cannot heal it right now, but the moment that those chains are broken, she can and will. But the curse has to be lifted first, and then she can heal him. She'll tell you that the curse is being controlled by Baron Saturday, which is one of the literal strongest, most basically, I'm sorry, Baron Cemetery in English terms, which is said to be one of the most malicious, vilest of the Geta. Basically, of the Loa, there is a house called the Geta, which are the gods of death, and Baron Cemetery is said to be all but a demon, a devil, and it's his power that's controlling the curse. Once that's broken, she can heal him. Well, the Phoenix. No, that's Baron Samedi. Who is the leader of the Geta, by the way. But once that curse basically is lifted, she can perform the rituals to heal him, but that curse has to be lifted first.
All right, so I guess we're gonna head down to these people's area and find somebody who can get us in touch with this guy.
That we may need a more refined approach than that.
A touch. A smidge, please.
That's why we're gonna bring Rose. She's good at talking to people.
Fiona?
Toya will let you know that if you are looking for them, if you want to find them, there is a warehouse in Little Haiti that has like kind of a restaurant on its front, and a lot of them hang there. You can find them often there, but he also says to be a bit careful with them because they are. A lot of them are packing powers that are not lost. They're not members of the Lost, but they are something else. And
I mean, I think that much about it.
they are magi.
Morals up in this piece.
Oh, there are so many morals up in this piece. And, basically, that they seem to have powers that the average foot soldier doesn't, but as you start going higher in their ranks, they seem to have power. And the mother is very powerful. By the time that he starts to kind of finish that, you can tell he's wearing down to the point that you basically got about one or two more questions left out of him. Cassandra can see that his Phoenix has passed out. It's not even asleep, it's unconscious. And he's fighting to stay calm.
I'm gonna look at the white elephant in the room. Would me and Xavier have a better time interacting with them?
These are the sort of men, and I do not mean this rudely, where if you brought 4 beautiful women with you, would probably not object.
Fair.
Great, where are we gonna find 4 of them?
She'll look back.
Smile.
Sorry. She'll look back to the group, see if they have anything they want to ask.
No, he looks tired. Let him rest.
Rose, in response to Rocky's comment, will say there are 4 of us right here.
If no one else has a question, Cassandra has one that is of no importance, but I want to make sure no one else has one first that actually could matter.
Oh my god.
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, Lily, I do have one.
No, go right ahead.
I'm sorry. Fiona will look back and ask. From what I understand in gatherings like that, it's typically very, very, very much a poor taste to come to someone and ask them such a favor without even a bit of an offering. What would be a good gift to get them to do them?
He'll ponder a moment. Something to offer the Loa. bit of semen, skin, flesh.
Scales?
A smile comes across Rose's face at the mention of flesh. Like she could have a lot of fun getting that.
Nice.
He'll look at Cassandra.
And she looks like she's trying to find, like, make sure he's gonna stay awake for this.
Well, his eyes open a little bit wider. He can glean that she wants to say something to him with his own oracle abilities.
Is it clearer now that you are closer?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And he'll look down. It's a bit of a comfort. A cold comfort, but the stars can change. And he yawns, and you start to see him nod off, basically. He snuggles back into the chair and goes to sleep. This is a chair, by the way, that was made specifically to fit a fucking 7'4" form.
All right, so I guess we have a hub to take back.
The physician will sit next to him, by the way. The physician, the healer that Xavier has managed to bring. And will basically slip her little old hand into his hand. And just watch him. And she'll say, I will do everything I can to keep him with us while you us out. He may not be well. I may only be able to keep him as though he were in an endless sleep. But I will do my best to hold him from going over the edge. They wanted him to suffer. They wanted this to be slow. They wanted him to see the life bleeding from him. So, you have some time. But it is quickly draining. And once the phoenix dies, she'll shake his head, or her head. He will die with it. And he will not rise again. Echoing what Cassandra said earlier.
Then it sounds like we need to gather this offering and move quickly.
She'll kind of wave her hand over at the sand hobgoblin thing. Maybe he can be of use to you now.
Is he made of semen or something?
Why'd you do that to me? She'll shrug. Who knows what he's made of under there?
Rose, I think this is your department.
Oh, is he a wooden doll? He's dressed up so fancily.
He tries to run. Like, homeboy is ready to bolt.
Rose is gonna try and catch him.
Let me ask you honestly, is Rose going to try to catch and kill him for a sacrifice?
I'll help. I mean,
I'm gonna say right now, we don't gotta break out dice for that. You want to be that kind of savage ham? You got your whip. You can do this shit. I'll say it happens if nobody stops you.
oh,
I mean,
Yes.
you don't have to kill him. You can. You just need
can
like a
she
limb.
actually? Yeah, can she actually like use her whip to fucking snap him up?
Yes,
With
I will
whip,
let you
just-
do that.
yeah.
For the awesomeness
That's-
of it.
Yes, please.
Fiona does ask out loud, why the fuck do you have a whip?
I need to explain whip. I need to explain. This isn't just a whip. Its handle is embroidered with black roses, and the cap on the end of it is a jet, like the stone black rose. It is made of dragon hide, soft and supple. It has bits of obsidian worked into its length, and it's wet with blood. That blood never dried.
Oh fuck.
When
You know,
she
it's just what-
swings it, you basically see little driplets of blood come off of it.
And she coils that whip around this little thing and drags him back.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you're not going anywhere.
yeah, it's just a high pitch, squealy squeak, all that, like OMG.
Fiona's actually gonna kind of walk on up. Rose, are you gonna waste this hobgoblin?
I prefer that we didn't waste the hobgoblin, because I, for one, would like to be welcomed back into a goblin market and not murder hobgoblins.
Yeah, same here. There's a better way to do this. If we really need to, I can. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to give some of my blood. I'm going to give. Actually, that's an idea. We can get the blood of some of their enemies. That isn't Tolia or his organization.
We're not going to do that.
We're not going to.
We're not going to do that. What we're going to do, as Xavier takes the hobgoblin by the throat, me and him are going to have a chat. And he is going to give us everything that we need. I'm getting very irritated. This needs to end now. Before I get upset. When I get upset, people die.
That's fine, but it's not going to end right now.
Yes, it is.
How so?
I know, so.
Are you going to talk to a voodoo god or her priestess?
Yes.
This isn't something that we can handle without a cool head.
The head is fine.
I understand you're impatient. I am too. Don't get me wrong. I am too. I feel like I'm going at a snail's pace right now. But the situation started because sometimes we strike and it has consequences that we don't intend. And she looks over to Tolia, not really like salty. She doesn't seem salty when she says that. Like, that seemed like a genuine, like, yeah.
I follow you.
Um,
Not salty, you learned the lesson. Got it.
yeah. So she'll say. Also, we put him down now, let this go, no big deal. This goblin will owe us a little something. And I know you're an ambitious man. And I know you're an ambitious woman.
It's nice that people like to draw opinions about me and what I'm capable of. As he picks up the hobgoblin by the throat.
Rose thinks the same thing about herself, what Xavier just said. But she does grin widely when Fiona says that she's an ambitious woman.
And he will take the hobgoblin and very softly kneel down his head, and he is going to whisper something into the fabric.
Okay.
I will PM you what he says, and this is intimidation.
Okay.
If people want to overhear, you might learn some things about Xavier. That might shock and horrify you.
I'm fucking roll to hear that shit. I'm down, bruh. Let's do it.
Oh, could we roll to hear what's going on? Because Rose would listen like a fucking
Sure.
interrogations and shit. Oh my god.
Fine.
Court. She likes making people afraid. Why do you think she grabbed him up with the whip? Oh.
I mean, that was because she had murderous
Yes,
intent.
please.
Let's not get that twisted.
Oh no, she wanted to make him. Her main motivation was to make him afraid. But if it required a sacrifice, I mean, she would be down for it. But if,
It's like resolve composure, right?
Something like that. I don't know. Well, I recognize pain.
Wits composure. How many dice do you need for rolled for Millie? I can roll for her.
oh, I got 1 success. Fucking Natalie got 4.
Rocky hears what's being said. Just how many dice
Let
do you
me
need?
type
3?
it out because I did say I was going to PM it, and Johnny can do whatever she wishes. He wishes. Sorry.
What was that? I didn't catch that last thing you said.
I'm going to type this out to Johnny. He can deliver whatever he
Oh.
wishes.
Okay, I'm just waiting.
Okay. So, like, conversations can continue as Xavier has this hobgoblin by the throat and him up against the wall.
As a note, now that she's like had the vision, if anyone is looking Cass's way, you'll notice she's looking. If she could look more confused or like spaced out, somehow she does. She's just gonna chill in like a corner.
You hear a voice softly say, like start asking her if she wants to play. Very softly, like just kind of ask her if she wants to play.
I'm tired.
It'll say in a very it's a soft female voice, and it'll ask if you want to lay down and take a nap.
Maybe this isn't slept on less comfortable things. Who are you?
It will say that its name is Amina.
And she'll sit and lean up against a wall and just like close her eyes.
And she notices that there's a little girl standing there with bronze skin and very big green eyes with kind of curls tumbling down her back, wearing a little summer dress, barefoot. She looks to be some sort of Middle Eastern, probably. and she'll kind of giggle and spin, and then she'll kind of like lay down like she's trying to take a nap with Cassandra.
I had a doll once.
Do you want me to be your doll?
Your voice is nicer than the others. Will you be... Well, are you kind? Or are you sad?
I'm happy.
Oh. Oh.
She'll crawl into her lap and sit down.
And she looks like she doesn't quite know what to do. Like this is a strange feeling, but she thinks she likes it. So she'll just curl up with this thing that she's decided is a doll in this corner.
Now here's the shit. For the rest of the players, you notice that Cassandra is suddenly holding a small porcelain doll.
Johnny, check your messages and I'm spending a point of glamour. No, whoopsie.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon, and good fucking night. Good God, sir.
Based off of the
That's
social
why you got hired by this motherfucker.
So you could tell from what he said.
Yeah, Rocky got 4 successes to hear what he says. So.
Okay.
He'll squeal and kind of struggle against him, but nod and give me a moment. Like, I gotta see where his thoughts go for a second.
All right. Okay. For those.
Yeah, go on. Narrate while I think.
Okay. For those that are paying attention to Xavier as he's talking to the top goblin, you see the area around him begin to shift and change, and you see the words that are coming out of his mouth. Xavier usually has a very proper way of talking, but the way he's talking, it seems that all of the energy around him is being focused into his lips as he begins to talk. For those that pass the like, I'm overhearing what's happening, it's like perfect articulation, so much so that he's enunciating all of his words so much that the words are actually taking like a form almost, and they are literally cutting into the hobgoblin as he it is almost as if he's threatening this hobgoblin within an inch of his life, but it's not so much a threat as you would know a threat. It's almost like Xavier made a vow to the goblin that this would happen, and he believes it deep inside of his existence. So basically, yeah, Johnny, you can take it from there.
He'll basically he'll struggle against him for a moment, and I am going to content warn this scene immediately and need to know if anyone needs to step away at the dropping of something controversial.
You know
What
what?
controversy?
I'm gonna trust my ST and I'm gonna trust Anthony. I'm down.
Yeah, basically, are we all good? We all good? It's not like a child or anything like that. Calm down, guys.
Yeah.
Good to go with whatever. Yep.
He is going to snap his fingers, and a man drops on the floor. He is wearing a black shirt with the sleeves torn off. Worn jeans that were not fashionably distressed. Boots. A Confederate hat. And he's got a goatee and a bald head under his hat. And you notice that there is blood on his fists, and he's got a rope in his hands that's tied into a noose.
And I'm sorry, we see this guy or what?
Yep. It just
He
dropped.
just fell on the floor.
Yeah, he basically spilled onto the floor. And he gets up, with this hot rage in his eyes, and just snaps about, looking around confused.
Fiona just charges him. Fuck him.
Fiona, what?
A man with a Confederate flag walks in with a noose.
Yes.
Yes.
This was a
It's not funny, but
unfortunately, see, everyone thought that they were irrational actors before. Unfortunately, Fiona comes from a time where that noose means something very real.
mm-hmm.
She's attacking him, and she was going to beat him until he is unconscious.
Not stopping that.
I mean, he will fight and utter slur words that are unbecoming, and I will not say, and he will go.
Oh, can I please join in on this? Please, please, please.
Anyone who wants to whoop on
Fiona is actually going to request.
Go whoop him.
Fiona will actually request to go. I want his pain and tears myself.
Well, then there you go.
That's cute. You can want a lot of things, but you're going to have to share today.
I'll share with you, because you know.
The yeah. We're gonna let Fiona play with it. We're gonna let this cat play with this mouse for a moment.
So where are we? I'm very confused on where we are. Did Homeboy just go?
You're in the hallway out, the foyer hallway. This house is so fucking big. The hallways are fucking rooms, okay? But you're out in the hallway near the parlor you were in.
Near the what now?
Parlor.
Okay. Yeah,
it's one of those fancy rooms in rich people's houses that has books and musical instruments.
Okay. Yeah, so Fiona's just going to have him in a chokehold and just sit there holding him. And she's just going to be like, hello there.
He'll, can I keep this light?
Yeah, I'd be more than okay with that.
Okay, he'll basically tell her to get her filthy hands off of him.
Okay. And she'll say, okay. She'll let go of his throat to deliver a swift, straight kick to his nuts.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
And then she will grab him again and then push him right up against the wall, holding the top of his head. And she'll ask again, sorry about that. I couldn't catch that. I couldn't hear that over the sound of you dropping to your knees. What was your name again?
He'll spit in her face and say she probably isn't intelligent enough to understand something as simple as Jim.
Xavier takes out a pair of pliers from his pocket and rips out his back molar.
Fiona, you gonna let Xavier rip his back molar out?
Yeah.
Well, he had one. So there you go, you have it now.
Well, hey, Jim. What are you doing around here this fine night?
He'll say he was going fruit picking.
And there goes his left ear.
He'll scream that you're both a pair of dirty savages, obviously.
Hello. My name is Cotton Pickin' Joe. Are you going to treat me with respect now? Because the things that you will lose, you will miss.
He'll say
That.
that.
Think about that.
He'll say that you are not worth the spit your mother used for lube if you know who your daddy is.
Fiona will respond with, that would be a cute insult if you didn't buy most of those clothes from China. Or profit off of the work of Mexicans. Or Cubans.
He'll spit in her face again.
Fiona will spit in his.
It stings, because lightning.
Yeah. And she's just gonna keep spitting on him.
He'll try to keep her feet up.
Xavier's going to hold a conversation with
He's in a lot
everyone.
of pain. Yeah.
This is the sacrifice, everyone. And he's going to sit on his lap. And he's going to start taking off digits. Now, before I get bored and start actually inflicting pain, are we ready to move out?
Yeah, I'm cool with this. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Hobgoblin. Xavier will give that creepy, elongated, toothy grin.
You make your father so proud. Do you know how proud you make your father?
Fiona's gonna walk over to Rose and just say, hey, Rose, do you think I could borrow that whip?
Whatever your name is, don't make me come find you. You won't like
me. Check his wall.
What's happening? I had my headset off.
Fiona asked Rose for her whip.
Xavier's taking digits from her.
She's going to refuse.
Oh, okay.
This is mine.
She'll shrug.
When she's asked for her whip, the whip part of it will lash around her arm, like around your arm.
Okay, who's more?
Like a snake, basically, around her.
Roses.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Roses. Yeah, basically, if somebody asks for it, it essentially all but turns into a snake, like a viper, and will pull back and hiss at Fiona.
Wow, I didn't know it was going to do that. Okay.
I've actually been waiting for that.
Fiona will shrug and be like, okay.
Is Mr. Man still saying naughty things? Or has he gotten the hint yet that he should probably remain silent? And that this is his fate now?
He's lost a lot of blood. He's pretty dizzy.
That's good.
Yeah, homeboy got his ass whooped by a summer courtier that was really feeling the wrath today.
Fiona, cauterize the wounds. I don't care how you do it, but stop the bleeding.
Yeah, sure. I think my car has one of those cigarette lighter things. Is that good enough?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Gets that. Cauterizes his fucking wounds.
He's probably out cold at this point.
Oh, sorry?
I said, the vessel is probably out of commission.
Yeah, that's fine. We can take him on over, or keep him someplace until we're ready to meet up with the mother and them.
All right.
So do you guys want to keep going, or do you want to end the scene for tonight here and continue tomorrow or at a later date?
I'm good to keep going.
I do have to go to work tomorrow at like 7 a.m.
Oh, okay. So you want to stop?
How much longer will we be going?
It would be about another hour or two. and I do have a scene with Lindsay after this. So
How are we feeling, everyone?
I have no issues with y'all keeping on going. I will depart and sleep, and Cass can just be, because she is gonna have a day of talking to the stall anyway, so I doubt she'd be very helpful. But yeah, it's totally fine if y'all want to keep going.
I think it would be a good idea to pause for now, if you don't mind.
I don't.
We've kind of done a lot so far. And I know it's
Yeah, Heather's out there.
Also, I have a husband. My husband is not feeling too well, and I need to at least check on him for a minute before my next scene.
Yeah.
We can stop that.
We can stop.
Hold it.
So, are you guys free for tomorrow, or
It depends on the time, but I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Lily?
As long as I have time to pack for Gen Con, yeah.
Sure, okay. And I believe Lindsay and Nat are.
Yeah, we can work out the time after we end the scene, though.
Okay. Oh, duh, sorry. Jesus Christ. Let me end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Bye.